coffee, the president of Salad Master is standing in my living room, and I told him, maybe Keith, we can do this later tonight. Let me gather some people. And so they agreed. He said, okay, we'll meet you at 7 p.m. tonight. A brand new dealer, 2 months old into the business. We didn't even have an office yet. We were operating from our kitchen. And I only had really a team of 4. So I called everybody I can. And I said, come to our house because, the president's here. He wanted to meet people. And it was such short notice. Some people said yes. And I knew I couldn't fill up the room for the president of the company. So my husband did something that is probably bold, but out of desperation. He called a Filipino restaurant. He said, we're ordering buffet tonight. And whoever comes in eats for free, but they just need to stay for the program. 6 hours later, there was Keith Peterson standing in the middle of the small restaurant, talking to random people about the opportunity. People who came for dinner stayed for the food, but they stayed longer for the vision. That was creativity right there. And he taught me a lesson. Creativity is about not freezing, even if you don't have the tools, the plan, and the team. Creativity just means pushing through and getting there no matter what. And so, that night, Andrew and I went in a corner, and he said to me, and I wanted to say this to you, and I want you to hang on to every word. He said, Tina, no matter, I don't know what you're thinking about in the midst of this chaos, but I want you to remember this. You are standing on a gold mine. You don't know it yet. You're standing on a gold mine. And stay the course, no matter what comes your way. And I did, 30 years ago. And so, the next lesson would come in 2016, when, for the first time, we've brought into the business this African community. Paul, Abby, Janet, and Bee, we recruited them first. You may not know this, but there was a high price that I almost had to pay. Because suddenly, our beef stew, our caldereta, became spicier. Our rice became more colorful.
Yes.
The flavors became bolder. The open houses became louder. And the Filipinos didn't like that. You know, right? The Filipinos resisted the change. And so they said they're all quitting. And so I had to have a difficult conversation with them. We told them, Evan and I, the Green Apron is our house. Whoever comes in is welcome to stay. And if you're not willing to accept this, you know where the door is. It's true. It's true. But after one trip to Bahamas, everything settled down. And when you look at the right side of the room today, we know that that bet paid off in a big, big way. So leadership is not about doing what's comfortable. It's about protecting your mission, and your culture. And early on, Eman and I decided that whatever it cost us, we will always prioritize and choose inclusivity rather than exclusivity. And then we're doing well. And then the world shut down. March 15, 2020. I remember sitting on my desk, frozen, as I got the news that Winnipeg is starting to get locked down. Mm-hmm. And I said to myself, this is crazy. We ended 2019 number 2 in the world, number 1 in North America. We were in the middle of best month in business when we said we're going to take number 1 this year. And lockdown happened. But you see, creativity, when you use it often, it becomes easier to do. So I sat 48 hours, I did not sleep. Not because I was scared, but because I was so excited again for the first time. I asked myself, how do we turn this 75-year-old direct sales practice, the only one that I know, the only one I learned, how do we take this to the virtual space? 48 hours, I created our own flip chart. After that, we conducted our first Zoom meeting. I told my team, this is the way we're going. And Abby, I remember, said, no, Tina, the Nigerians wants the food. They're not buying unless they've tasted the food. Melissa said, Ate, okay, we'll just give it a try. And we did give it a try. 1 week after, we delivered our first sale. By October of that year, I was looking at the ceiling. I said, the numbers are in our favor. We might just become the number 1 dealers in the world. But I knew it in my head, it was not going to be possible. I was looking at the glass ceiling, something that was cold in my pants. I knew it was there. And December came. I touched the ceiling, and guess what? I did not shatter the glass ceiling. You know why? Because it was never there in the first place. There was no ceiling, and apparently in Salad Master, if you give your heart and soul into it, the sky becomes your first step. The sky is beyond your limit. And that year, we became the first Diamond Elite Master Dealers, number 1 in the world. And we did it twice in a row. So these are the lessons that I've learned. That commitment is never a feat. I was mourning the loss to keep going. And the moment that we feel comfortable is the moment that we lose the game. And so let me leave you with these words, ladies and gentlemen. Create even when you don't have the tools, even when you don't have the plans, even when you don't have the team. Stay in the room, even when it's cold, even when it's lonely. And dare, and dare, and keep daring yourselves to dare again. Because the gold mine is
their lifestyle.
Totoo naman.
Raise your hand
Kahit pa
if you know somebody
kahit pa puro salad nasa yun eh. Kasi ang
that
sarap
says,
eh.
you know what? I'm gonna eat so much on the weekend, but on Monday, I'm gonna go start a new diet and change everything. Raise your hand if you have done that.
Mahirap mag-diet kasi.
The people who have not raised their hands, you're lying, because that's a lot of people. I never met anybody in my life that doesn't want to have a healthy lifestyle. But what happened is that after a month or two or three, what we need to do, the problem is the execution. We don't know how to do it because it is very difficult. And that's what Salad Master comes in. Because your health starts in your kitchen. If you do not change the way you eat, it's impossible to have a healthy lifestyle or the lifestyle that you desire to have. And that's why, guys, we are not in the pots and pans business. Please believe that we are in an education business and an opportunity business that every single day you have an opportunity, you, each of you, to go and change somebody's life. Either healthcare, I mean, what's the most important thing in life? The most expensive? It's your health. So every day you have opportunity to go and educate people and teach them how they can have a healthier lifestyle. So remember that. I think that's precious. Okay? Now I'm going to talk about the points that we at Green Remedy incorporate in our presentation because guess what? As Ayo said, we have to really believe that we are not in a pot and pan business and we are in what? Health business. Why? Because you can even have a very healthy, flavorful meal in a non-stick pot. It's possible. Who are we kidding? It's like when I started my business, people told me, Roma, are you out of your mind? You studied nutrition for 8 years now, you want to go sell pot and pans? It's true. Nobody believes that this is actually, we are in a health business. So what we need to do, before you go to the presentation, you should know why we are going there. So you need to have a vision. I'm sure our dealership, they have their own vision. In our dealership, because this is what we really believe. We aim to empower individuals to achieve their desired lifestyle through nutritional education and healthier eating habits and techniques. Because that's what we are really doing. We are showing them how they can change their techniques so they can have a healthier lifestyle. So whatever they desire, somebody wants to lose weight, somebody they have a diabetes, they want to reduce their diabetes. It doesn't matter what anybody's desired lifestyle is. Our goal is to help them achieve it. So in the beginning of the presentation, because everybody's dragged to the presentation, the husband said, we are not buying anything, these are the pot and pans. I actually learned that from Ayo, that today's presentation is not about pot and pans, and it's not about cooking. It's about the health of you and your family. So when you say that, oh my God, okay, so you don't have to buy anything. So it's about the health of you and your family. So why do we eat? Obviously, the first is pleasure, energy, and nutrition. However, you need to remember, now more than ever, we buy supplements. Everywhere we go. How much is it? What should we eat? What kind of supplement we should get? Why? Because we don't get the nutrition, the vitamin and mineral that our body needs from our food. So what happens? We spend every month $200, $300 on supplements, and what happens after 3 months? They expire, and then we go and buy it again. It's the truth. We need to remember everything we need is in our food. Okay? It's how we treat our food and how to prepare them that makes a difference. One thing that I want to emphasize is that, honestly, Salad Master, the reason, I love salad. I love my job. Everybody knows. I don't feel this is my job. It's my passion. But it's not my passion because Salad Master is made of 316 titanium. It is very important that we emphasize that it is not just stainless steel 316 Ti that makes the difference. Because imagine, if you have 2 pots, both of them made in the United States, whatever it is, 316 Ti, and one of them doesn't have the nutritional protector, what's going to happen? the temperatures go up, you need to add water, you lose vitamin, mineral. The only thing that might happen, which is important, is that you might not gonna have a chemical reaction. But that's not what really salad is all about. So we really need to emphasize about that nutrition protector. It's the brain of the cooker. Okay? So why is that important? Because we all know that most of the nutrients, please do not say all the nutrient or all the nutrition. Because if you talk like that, it's wrong, and then people think the rest of the presentation, whatever you are saying, might not be true. So we can do up to between 70 to 80% of nutrition once the temperature reaches at boiling point or like above 93, except vitamin C that we use at 40 degrees, okay? So that vagal valve, like, it makes us not to use nutrition, especially vitamin and antioxidants, not mineral. Remember, we do not lose mineral by temperature. And if you say that, that's wrong. Mineral just get leached out when you put in the water. Okay? So why is that important? Because people can just Google on ChatGPT or YouTube, oh, why is protein is important or mineral is important? We need to link this nutritional stuff to the feature of Salad Master and how it can help people. Let's say, because everybody goes through life on correct?
Mamaya na lang.
We ask them what is
Sasarawan.
important to you and why is it important. If somebody say, oh, nutrition is important, that's not going to tell me anything. Why is it important? Are you because you want to lose weight?